Welcome back. Happy Sunday, everybody. Jim here, Boots and Whiskey Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Um, this is another return guest with Paige King Johnson. Paige was on the show fucking, I think, in year one or something crazy, and like to see what she's done now. Again, this episode is a little dated. I apologize for that. From the bottom of my heart, I apologize. I've apologized in every episode this weekend, and I'll continue to because I don't want this to happen again, where I got so much shit that needs to come out that I do this. I don't want to do this. Going forward, hopefully everything will be everybody gets their thing, and you know what? What can I say? So Paige, thank you so much for being here. Check out her stuff, guys. She's great. She's doing the thing. She's doing it right. She's just awesome. She's an awesome person. Such a sweetheart. So Paige, thank you for being here, and thank you for your understanding on how long this is fucking taking to come out. So, cheers to you. Cheers to everybody else that's here. Happy Sunday. And see you on the flip side, guys.
I know, it's been a while.
Dude, it's been so long. Like, I looked at it the other day, like, you had to have been within our first year the last time.
It was, I know, I was trying to remember. I can't exactly remember when it was, but it's been a while.
Yeah, because I actually, for some reason, there's a few episodes of this show that I distinctly remember recording, and I recorded an episode with your episode the first time while I was at work in the hotel industry. And it was right after COVID. Shit was so slow. Like, I could kind of do whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
And at that time, we were like recording episode after episode. Like, seems like every day of the week I had an episode recorded.
Yeah.
And I recorded yours while I was at work. Wasn't supposed to. Didn't give a fuck. And
That's crazy.
I mean, I guess it's worked out.
Yeah. I mean, here you are. So
Right.
it worked. Something worked.
I guess. I mean, it's a love, right?
It is. It is.
So what's been going on with you? I feel like I've been watching what you do, and you've got a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, I've been busy this year. Well, I guess the past 2 years really have just, after COVID, things have finally started picking back up again.
Yeah.
It's been on the road all the time. I played 170 shows last year. So,
damn, girl.
Yeah. So it's been a little bit of sleep and a lot of work, but
yeah.
You know what? We're living the dream.
Yeah. Because I think the last time, had you gotten married already when I talked to you last time?
I don't think so.
Okay. So yeah, you've gotten married.
Yes.
How's hubby dealing with all of the glitz and glamour and the crazy schedule?
Oh, he's great. He, I tell everybody that doing this job, you have to have somebody that supports this and understands it. And not that my husband was ever in music, but he understands the lifestyle and understands the drive that has to happen and the love for your dream that has to happen in this job. And so that's all I could ask for in a partner. And he goes on the road with me on the weekend when he can. And, we kind of split time when I go to Nashville, and then we're back together when I'm in North Carolina. And so I kind of we get to live this whole like fantasy world, I guess.
Yeah. And that's honestly, that's the best way to do it. Cause it's, this industry, as you know, is fickle, right? And it's, if you don't do it and you don't put in the work, it's not to, quote any famous songs or anything, but it's not going to chase you back.
I know. It won't.
It's crazy. It's crazy how much work you have to put in.
Yeah. Well, and two, the ecosystem that you surround yourself with and the support system that you surround yourself with, I do really feel like kind of can make or break an artist or like anybody who's chasing after some big dream, right? If you're not surrounded by people who also believe in you, and sometimes they have to believe in you more than you believe in yourself.
Oh, absolutely.
And B, who are going to continue to fight for you just as much as you're fighting for yourself. Sometimes that can, trump whatever the talent is or whatever else that's fighting for. It's just having that support system to pick you up on the bad days.
Yeah. And it's true, because it's like, you see it all the time where, there's artists out there that, their stuff may not be the greatest, right? Yeah. But they're killing it.
Yeah.
And then you see artists that their stuff is great and they're not getting the push because they don't have that, that underlying support. Or if they do, it's not as big as, somebody else.
Yeah. It's huge.
So with all the touring you've been doing and all the stuff you've been doing, have you been doing opening slots, your own slots? Like what's going on?
It's been a mix of everything, really. We've done a few opening slots for some really cool artists last year. I'm trying to even think. I opened up for Tracy Bird. I opened up for Clint Black. Um, I lose all of them, but we had so many of those on top of some of my own shows. And I've really also kind of delved into loving putting on these songwriter shows and kind of going around and bringing bits of Nashville to different towns. And so I've done a lot of that with different songwriter friends. And it's fun to kind of keep a good mix of everything so that
Yeah.
nothing gets stale and, you're constantly traveling. So it's just, it really is a lot of fun.
Yeah. Now, with all that, like with as much travel as you did last year, how do you find the time to, write the songs and get these songs out? I know you got a new single coming out and all that. Like, where did you find the time?
You just make it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fair.
That's the only answer is you just have to make it. And it goes back to, being obsessed with the dream and being
Yeah.
willing to put in the work. Especially as an independent artist, we do have to wear so many different hats. And so when I'm not playing a show, I'm either working on trying to book a show or I'm ironing out the details of a show that's already booked that's coming up. And I'm trying to schedule rights, or if I'm not scheduling rights, I'm in a right, or I'm working on a demo from a right. And if I'm not doing that, then I'm trying to choose from the songs that I've written and go into the studio so we have new music to release.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's a balancing act, but I also I I'm so like type A and OCD that organizing things really brings me joy. So I sit down at the beginning of every week and just like flesh out everything. And this is the time I'm going to do this. I'm going to set aside this. And I think you do have to be diligent about that to make sure you're not burning yourself out because
Yeah.
that's really easy to do.
Right. Yeah. Because like it's kind of like when this is like the third time we've had to like reschedule this,
Yeah.
and like a lot of the time it's just that.
Yeah.
It's like you have like good intention,
Yeah.
right? And it's like, I can do this, even though I worked all day and did all these things and yada, yada, yada. And then I get to that point and it's like, I can barely keep my eyes open, let alone form a sentence or a coherent one.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah,
It's tough.
you have to look out for yourself, and that goes back to the people that you surround yourself with too, because as the dreamer, sometimes you do put yourself in the back seat and you don't realize, the
Yeah.
fatigue that is happening. And so having my husband or my family around me to keep me in check and be like, hey, when's the last time you had a day off? Or,
Right.
when is the last time that you didn't work 10 hours a day or,
Right.
whatever it is. And so, um, yeah, you do have to kind of keep that in check. And it's something I'm still learning.
Right. Because I'm sure as I don't see myself as an artist like at all, but like you also don't want to disappoint anybody
No.
or what you feel is a disappointment, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and it's tough too because we plan so much of our life and our job 6 9 12 months in advance of what we're doing. So in January I can commit myself to something that's coming up in August and I'm like, oh, that looks like it's going to kind of be a busy week, but we'll figure it out. And then you get to it and you're like, why did I do
Right.
this
What
to
did I
us?
do?
Why did
Yeah.
I do this? I'm not Superman.
Right. Right. Like I have a day like that coming up where it's like 3 or 4 interviews in one day, and I'm like, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. And then it's like I know when the day comes, I'm gonna be like, somebody shoot me in the face because I'm just gonna be cooked by the time it's all over.
But we do it.
We do. We do. Now, I remember the last time we talked, you were doing like all of this all by yourself.
Hmm.
Now, from what I gather, you've got some other players in it and helping out and stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I
So how
do.
did that all come to be?
I have a PR team around me that helps so much with things like this and TV stuff and all kinds of fun stuff like that. And I've also been being mentored by one of my heroes in country music, Miss Pam Tillis. And
Really?
yes,
How the wait a minute? How the hell did you manage that? Not manage it like a like you, but
no,
like you have the talent. Don't get me
no,
wrong.
trust me, I question that all the time. Um, it really was just such a God thing. And during COVID, she was off the road and she was just kind of taking time to try and find some new artists around town. And she ended up stumbling upon my music and reached out. And I was like, there's no way. Like, I'm for sure getting pumped right now.
Somebody right, somebody's messing with me.
But it was really her. And we've been working together over the last 5 years. She's produced a few music videos for me. We've worked on some photo shoots together. She's kind of helped in the A&R department of finding songs for different times that we've been in the studio. And it's just been really, like, truly crazy. As a 90s kid who grew up hearing her on the radio and watching her on my TV, I'm like, this is insane
Yeah,
to have somebody like her with the knowledge that she has and the experience and just the artistry that she has, like literally at the touch of a button on my phone, you
right.
know.
Yeah.
it's
Now,
it's crazy.
when you meet her, right, for the first time, do you have like that like what do they call it?
Like
Um
starstruck.
yeah, thank you.
Yes, but I feel like I was able to play it cool a little bit because, like I said, when we first met was during COVID, and so we had been conversating back and forth for probably 3 or 4 months before I ever met her in person. So it was kind of one of those situations where when I finally saw her in person, it was like the voice matched the face.
Right,
Um,
right.
I liken it to, like, do you watch Love is Blind? Have you seen that show?
Of course, come on. Of course I
So
have.
kind of like that. Like, I had known her
Right.
personality, I had known her voice. We had talked so many times. We'd even like FaceTimed a few times. So when I met her in person, I was like, this kind of already feels familiar.
Yeah. Yeah, it and isn't it funny how that even happens, even like being in this industry and seeing these people or seeing somebody and that whole starstruck thing kind of, may happen like the first couple of times, but after a while it's just like, I was explaining it to somebody the other day and it's just like they're just people.
Yeah.
It's and that's really what it is. We get to meet Lori Morgan the other day
Oh,
and as we're recording this, she isn't doing much in the way of like public appearances or
yeah.
anything, but like a huge favor was called in for me, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. And I was talking to my dad about it, and he's like, "Were you starstruck?" And I was like, "No." Like, because it didn't it
Yeah,
you,
it's work.
right. It's
Yeah.
work, and it's one of those things where you know the level of a situation or the magnitude of a person doesn't really hit you until after it's over.
Yeah, I can.
Where it's like that, oh shit, did that just happen?
Yeah. Well, and two, I think there's two sides of the coin. We kind of get like Nashville numb to it,
Yeah,
right? You can go to the grocery store and see people all the time, right? And I think that does help because it humanizes them,
yeah,
right? It's like, oh, I mean, like I remember one of my first weeks that I moved to Nashville, I saw Brett Eldridge in the grocery store and I saw Thomas Rhett and their kids going to church. I'm like, they're people too,
right. Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah, it's like there's people I have, and I'm sure this it goes with Pam, right? Where you have people in your phone that you just shoot a text to and just have built a relationship with, and like you talk to somebody that's not in this world, and like you talk about it like it's you're talking to a buddy that you or a friend that you've known your entire life. I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and I was Jesse Whitley and I have become pretty close, and like I was talking about it and they were like, "Wait a minute, like, do you hear what you're saying?" And I'm
Right.
like what, my friend Jesse? Like, and
Yeah.
they're like, "No, like who he is?" And I'm
Yeah.
like, like you don't think about it. You're just like, whatever,
Yeah.
It's and it
It's a good feeling though.
right, but it also kind of I don't know about you, but me, it kind of makes me feel cringy when I talk about it. To other people, where it's like, wow, I just sounded like the biggest douche
Yeah.
just talking about it. But like you don't think about it.
You didn't mean to be that way though.
Right, exactly. I'm just talking about my friend.
Yeah,
It's not to throw around, oh hey, look who I'm talking to. It just
right. Exactly. Yeah. As
yeah,
long as
it's
your heart's
crazy.
there, that's all that matters.
Right, right. And it's this industry's weird.
It
It's
is.
so weird.
It
You know.
is.
So what else are you doing? What else you got going on? Because you're going a million miles an hour.
I am. I this morning actually I was doing a TV segment that I do at a news station in Raleigh, in North Carolina, whenever I am in the area. And so I get to do that and kind of switch gears and be a news anchor for a little while, which is fun.
Nice.
And I get to feature different music segments and live music that's coming through North Carolina. And so that's been really cool for me to kind of uh, learn a new world and challenge myself a little bit. And the TV world is completely different than the music industry.
Oh, I'm sure.
They have a whole different language that they use for teleprompters and scripts. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, but
Do
it's
you have
been
to change
cool.
your voice for that?
I don't. I mean, there's not a lot you can change here,
Like,
right?
that's true. That's true. Like, because I know, like, there's that like news anchor voice that
Yeah. Or like
everybody uses.
radio DJ voice. Yeah.
Right. Right.
They just, what you see is what you get. You can't hide cornbread.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's true. And that's fascinating because up here they would never be a segment like that on the news. Not in a million years. No
Yeah.
way. So
It's
that's cool that you guys get to do that.
yeah, I'm fortunate to be able to do that. And it's taught me a lot and challenged me in new ways, but it's also introduced me to a lot of different artists, um, that whenever we've done the Zoom interviews and stuff like that. And so it's been cool to kind of make new connections that way as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, so how much time are you spending in Nashville compared to Raleigh?
It's I'm in Nashville like a week out of every month, and then I'm on
Okay.
the road every weekend, and then I get to kind of come home. I tell everybody I live a Hannah Montana life because
Yeah.
because I do kind of get to get away and get back to the family farm and get my feet in some grass and my hands in the dirt, and recharge. The well that I'm pulling from whenever I go in and start writing about country songs that I have
Yeah.
lived a little bit of country life.
Right. Right. Now, is that where you're pulling? Where are you pulling these songs from now at this point? Like,
Yeah, it is. It's life stuff. It's the more you stretch the muscle of writing songs, the more you kind of become attuned to things happening around you that could be songs as well too, I
sure.
think. So I pick it up in conversations, or if I see something on a billboard, or um, reading helps a lot with coming up with different ideas too. But I am a firm believer in the fact that you do have to go out and live it to be able to write about it.
Yeah.
And I think Nashville can sometimes lose sight of that because it is such a town of just cranking out hit after hit after hit and chasing after the next thing. And um, I think you can really tell when art is like truly inspired by something that has been experienced firsthand. And
Yeah.
that's my goal, to try and do that with all of my stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and you're doing it. And it's
Thanks.
it's it's really cool to see. Somebody like you that was on this show so early on in our
Yeah.
thing, right? And
Mhm.
then now it's like it's it sounds silly to say, but it's like watching you grow up through this.
Yeah. Little
You
girl started taking her first steps and now she's running.
Right, right, right. Now, with everything you're doing, what does the year look like?
Um,
Or the rest of the year, I should say.
yeah, I would love to know, right? Yeah,
It's
just a
fair.
lot of shows right now. Every weekend, I really don't have a free weekend until Christmas.
Nice.
And on top of that, traveling back and forth to Nashville and trying to sneak some, family time in between.
Yeah,
But it's really good. I love being busy. Um, and so being able to kind of see, okay, this is how my year is going to look like. And because we do plan so far in advance, like right now, I know what the rest of my year is going to look like. And that does kind of comfort me a little bit,
Right.
right? That I do have a little bit of control over that. So, yeah, a lot of traveling, seeing some new places, which I'm really excited about, and just trying to hang on for the ride.
Yeah. Now, when you're traveling back and forth, are you driving?
I fly,
Yeah.
thankfully.
I don't blame you. I wouldn't. Fuck. That ride sounds like it sucks.
It's yeah, it's a good 10.5 hour
Yeah.
drive.
No. Nope. No
So,
thanks.
and my husband would attest to the fact that I am not the best of drivers. So it's best if I just sit down in an airplane seat and just watch something on my iPad instead.
Right. Because that's gonna be a quick flight then, right?
It is, yes,
Yeah.
thankfully.
Yeah. That's and like if you cut out that driving, then you're not losing a day.
Exactly.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Makes a
Yes.
lot of sense.
Me and Southwest Airlines are like this.
Yeah. Yeah. You got it figured out to a T.
Yes.
Yeah. Um. So with your music and the stuff that's going to be coming out and all that, like, what's the sound like? Is it anything new? Anything
Yeah. It's true blue country, I would say, straight down the middle. You know this, I'm so passionate about keeping the older sound alive,
Yeah.
and I'm a 90s kid, and I was raised on classic country of Waylon and Merle and Loretta and Patsy. And so um not only trying to keep that traditionalism in the way that it's written, but also in the way that it's executed in the studio. And so you can for sure expect fiddle and steel and some like tear in your beer honky tonk songs.
The
And
way country music should be. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah. I get it.
and it's fun, and there's a whole lot of pieces of me throughout it. I was raised on a horse farm, so there's some cowboy songs, and there's just some good life songs in there as well too. With the recent single we just released, Country See Country Do, it's literally just if a camera followed around me for a day in my life, that's what the song is.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome. Now, are you releasing every like 6 weeks or whatever it is, or
we're not on that kind of schedule.
okay?
That's a tough one to keep up with.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did try it for a few, and the people who are doing singles every 6 weeks, they are a different breed.
Yeah.
So we have a few singles that we're working on for this year. The first one we released in April, and it's at country radio right now, and so it'll have a little bit longer of a lifespan as a single than just something that was released on platforms. And we have some more songs in the bag that'll be coming out after that too. So I'm looking forward to it.
Nice. Now, are you gonna put these together and release something eventually?
I don't know. I get asked that all the time. Like, what is this? Is this a part of a bigger project? And right now, I'm just making music that I love.
There you go.
Yeah, I haven't really put much thought into if it's part of an album. I mean, it could be, but I'm also one of those people that if I'm going to work on a whole project, there's got to be some threads and themes and all the things. I'm not just going to slap a bunch of songs together.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's something that really, in my mind, I have to like really put a lot of thought for.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing worse than when an album doesn't flow. It
Right.
doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as music listener and lovers and people who are in it, you know, I think we really do realize that the regular schmegular listener, it may not mean
Yeah.
a hill of beans to them, but
Yep.
for artists, I think we do kind of we place some importance on it,
Right.
and as we should, right?
Yeah. Right. I mean, because at the end of the day, it's your baby.
Yes.
You know.
And as
So
independent artists, it's also your money that you're spending, your time,
that's true too.
everything
That's
else.
true too. And that may be at times more important than your baby.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, so for the stuff you're doing in Nashville, like, because I'm always interested on, I guess I would say kids, right, that are coming up that
Yeah.
may not have quite a spotlight or anything yet. Like, is there anybody you're seeing that is catching your eye that's like, oh shit, he or she is going to be,
Hmm.
something to talk about?
I mean, I have a lot of great friends, right? I would like to say that me, amongst other people, are all kind of on the rise together.
Right.
Um, there's a whole lot of amazing independent artists in Nashville right now that some of them I look at them and I'm like, if nothing's happening for you, then I ain't got a chance ever, because they're just so good and there's so much talent around Nashville. And there's a lot of really great writers, and some of them that I write with, monthly, that I love and believe in. And that's just like how weird Nashville is
Yeah.
and I'm sure LA and New York and Atlanta, they're all that way, that there's just these crazy talented people that never get, the recognition that they deserve. And so I could sit here for 3 hours and name you people that
Right.
are
Right.
killing it right now.
Right. Because at any point, any one of you could just pop off.
Especially with the internet, it's
Yeah.
truly a toss up.
It
Nobody
really is. You never know. It's
knows.
the craziest thing. And then, like, you see people that do pop off, and you're like, what happened there? Like, how did that happen?
Every once in a while, but
Yeah.
you know, you gotta hope in the fact that what's meant to happen is going to happen, and you
Yeah.
just keep trusting in that. Keep your head down, do the hard work, keep putting out good stuff. Be good to people, and hope that people realize it.
Yeah. So, single came out in April. When do you have a slotted time for the next one?
We don't really have a date right now. It
Okay.
all depends. Like I said, it's at radio, and so it all kind of depends on how that plays out. And radio is a completely different beast than just putting out music to on like Spotify and Apple Music.
Right.
So it will probably be like midsummer,
Nice.
so sooner rather than later.
So, what made you decide to send this to radio?
It just felt like, well, I hadn't done anything at radio in a while, and this song is, there's so much energy in it, and it feels like a summer song, and it's just really fun. And I feel like sometimes I can, and this is because of me, I can brand myself as like the ballad girl, and I love thoughtful stuff. um and so I was like, I need people to know that there's also a fun side to me. I
Right.
still am a grandma, okay? But I can be a fun grandma. Granny can get down every once in a while. So
Now, now that you say it, what do you mean by that? Like, what are your granny guilty pleasures? I get it.
I
That's a
just
tongue twister.
I have such an old soul. I growing up, we showed horses and we rode horses, and so all the people that we hung out with were our parents' friends, and we all of us families would get together and we would just trail ride and camp all weekend. And I just grew up in a really wholesome home. Praise the Lord. I mean, it's such a privilege. I realize. Um, and I have the soul of an 85-year-old lady. I would rather eat ice cream than drink any drop of alcohol. I love to be in my pajamas by 8 p.m. if that's an option. Um, I would rather sit on the couch and watch Gossip Girl than I would go out. I mean, and there's a whole lot of meatballs out there like me too.
I was just gonna say, like, I feel like that's a thing lately.
It is.
Like, and I don't know if it's because, what for whatever reason, people are busy and they just at the end of the day are just done, or whatever. But like, it's so hard to get people our age to go out anymore.
It is. It is. Like, and I feel like culture in itself is shifting too as well. Like crocheting is cool again amongst
Yeah,
people my age.
yeah, yeah,
And going thrifting is cool again, and homesteading is cool again, which I love all of these things that are coming back and getting, a second and third round of hype in their life. But um yeah, I'm just a meemaw.
yeah. It's so funny how it works, because it's like me. I'm the kind of person where, like, if I could go out every night of the week, I would.
Good.
And
Yeah.
I kind of do, which is another whole other therapy session. But it's I don't care what day of the week it is. Like I went and saw Zach Top on Sunday night,
Mm.
and there's people I would talk to. I was like, "Do you want to go?" And they're like, "It's Sunday. I got to go to work on Monday." And I'm like,
Oh.
What's wrong with you? It's Zach Top. Like,
Now, see, I would get out of my pajamas for Zach Top.
yeah, absolutely,
Yeah, that would be worth
absolutely.
they missed out.
They did. They did. And you know what? I did it
You
because
didn't. You were there.
right. You never miss a Sunday show ever, ever, ever.
Yes,
Those
that's
are
all.
always the best ones.
Yeah, it is. Well, and I
Yeah.
think too, probably my job puts me a little more in that because on the weekends I am staying out until midnight and I am the person on stage and like
Right.
having fun. So I think to balance that out during the week when I get a chance to, I would like to be in my PJs by 8 p.m. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't blame you. Yeah. I mean, I say it every day I go to work. I'm like, tonight I have nothing to do. I'm gonna be in bed by 9.
Yep.
It's gonna be great. And then it's like I
Yeah.
get home and then it's like 1:45 and I'm still scrolling TikTok and I'm like, well, I guess that's out of the question.
It
You know,
happens to all of us.
it's so brutal. It's so brutal.
Hmm.
But it
It could
works.
it could be worse.
It could be.
It could be.
It could be much worse. So yeah, so it's great to hear from you
Thank
and
you.
hear what you're doing and all the cool stuff you're doing. Like I mean, like I said, I watch you, I see what you're doing,
Thank
and
you.
it's great. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, I appreciate it. It really does, and you're included in that whole people who you surround yourself with, and I appreciate people like y'all that support and cheer on independent artists like myself, and y'all really do help move the needle so much. So
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
anything we can do to help, we'll always be here.
I love it.
Yeah. So tell everybody how to get in contact with you, follow your stuff, do whatever
Yeah,
how
you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all the places at Paige King Johnson, and my website, which has all my tour dates and merch and all the updates there, is pagekingjohnson.com. So made it pretty easy on you.
yeah. Now, hey, how's your TikTok game?
It could be better, but
Yeah.
couldn't everybody's?
Yeah. It's funny because like I talk to everybody I talk to, they're like, "Oh yeah, TikTok, TikTok, TikTok." And it's like I see the same 6 people on TikTok.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
how does it work? I don't
It's
get it.
again, the internet is a crazy place and
Yeah.
you never know what could come from it. And it's just like consistency, like anything else,
Yeah.
um, because you never know what's going to read with people or what's going to go viral or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, you just have to show up and
Yeah.
put in the work and hope that it pays off. And if it doesn't, at least you tried, right?
That's right. That's right. And it's the consistency. That's the key.
Yeah.
100%. Well,
Yeah.
Paige, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and
Thank
we'll
you.
we'll talk soon.
Thank you. It's good to see you again.
Welcome. Good to see you.
Bye.
Bye. Well, there you have it, guys. Our conversation with Paige King Johnson. Again, Paige, thank you so much for coming on and being a part of this show for the second time. We it's not lost on us on how hard you work, and again, I'm so sorry it's taken this long to get this episode out. But I hope everybody enjoyed it, and I hope you're enjoying your Sunday, Labor Day weekend. Be good. Remember, the judges aren't back in until Tuesday, so we'll see you soon, guys. Cheers.